All right, everybody, here we are in our week 7 for our 1101 course. Just have a few weeks left here. I'm all caught up in the grade book, except for your essay that you just submitted as of you all watching this video, your no research required essay. That's the essay on your argumentative and persuasive topic for which you did not use outside research. You basically went on your own understanding, intuitions, using the rhetorical appeals of ethos, pathos, and logos. Ethos appealing to shared values, morals, establishing firm credibility by being fair-minded, and giving your opposition, treating your opposition seriously. That's all bound up within the purview of ethos. Logos having to do with arguing in a logically proceeding way, a rational way in which you are trying to avoid overly emotive thinking, logos, okay? So, for example, a good logos example might be crime statistics, okay? It might be politically incorrect or politically unpalatable to mention certain things about crime statistics having to do with certain sociocultural demographics, X, Y, and Z. However, the numbers are the numbers, okay? Cold, hard numbers are hard to argue against. Now, you use the data how you use the data. You interpret the data how you interpret the data, but the data are the data, okay? So logos is pure stone cold reason, okay? And then pathos is another method that you should be using in your paper, and that is appealing to emotion, the human element, okay? For example, a really strong strain of pathos, argumentative example here, during President Trump's border wall, okay? A lot of pundits and folks in the media would say things like, President Trump doesn't care about families. He wants to separate adults from or parents from their children, and he's wreaking all sorts of havoc on the development of these children, causing all types of inner strife and acrimony and X, Y, and Z within the family, engendering resentment, et cetera, et cetera. But what these people might not understand is that when an adult commits an illegal act, he or she is, just by dint of having to go to a detainment center, jail, separated from the child or the children. And then that is taken up, however that's taken up, to rectify the situation, giving the child to some other caregiver or some other government agency, or however that is done. So things are more complicated. When you just make an emotional appeal and just hang your hat on that, usually you're engaging in fallacious, erroneous thinking. So be careful not to be too overly emotional, okay, in your argument. Let's say if you're arguing, this is just a hypothetical, an example, for body positivity, okay? Here's a bad faith example. Here is not giving your opposition its due. Let's say I want to argue for more representation of plus-size models, be they male or female, okay? If I say something like, oh, American society hates fat people, okay? That is an overreaction. That's being hysterical and hyperbolic. There might be a grain or a kernel of truth in there, but using that word hate, most people aren't going to take me seriously, okay? Society only, or individuals in society, most, okay, generally speaking, hate, or probably don't hate, I'm using language from the Hazlitt essay here, those who deserve it, like evil people, like truly unambiguously evil people, okay? Those are the people who deserve our scorn and our disdain and our contempt, not overweight people by and large, okay? So you just want to make sure to be as measured as you can in your argument. But it is, speaking of pathos, it is good to pull on the heartstrings, okay? To use the human element, okay? You just have to do it judiciously and cautiously, not to appear that you're going off the rails, okay, trying to demagogue or things like that, okay? So you're using the rhetorical appeals in the essay you just turned in, and then with the essay that's coming in a couple of weeks, that is the one for which you have added research from the Galileo scholarly databases in order to support your argument. So it's the same topic for the research version, okay? It's just the first one that you guys just turned in is just based on your own intuitions and understanding, and then you're going to incorporate external source material for the research version, okay? That means this week we have part 2, if you will, of our forum that was open last week. Remember, we have an open forum that was begun last week and is lasting all the way to the end of this week for you guys to chime in, and you need to. This is graded, okay, this forum. You need to contribute at least 4 original posts, and then make sure you are responding to your partner's posts as well to receive full credit. And it's a conversation around how you are experiencing this whole research process. How are you doing finding sources, encouraging each other, maybe constructively criticizing, for lack of a better word, your peers' idea, of helping them maybe see things in a different way, should you deem that that is necessary. Of course, I'm peeking in and chiming in this forum from time to time, too, to add my 2 cents, so be on the lookout for that. Blogs are not open this week. They were open the week that just closed, week 6. They'll be reopened week 8. And during week 8, will probably have one more assignment before we submit our final paper the final week, which is in about 2 weeks, okay, that first week of May. I'm going to be unavailable the rest of the week from Thursday this week till Sunday. I'm out of town. So if you try to contact me, chances are I'm not going to be available for an immediate turnaround with your email. So it's best to get in touch with me between Monday and Wednesday this week. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So short and sweet video this week, guys. Continuation of the forum from last week. And be doing your research for your paper that's due in a couple of weeks, okay? And then next week, week 8, we'll have probably one more assignment to do. It might even be a voluntary discussion forum for those of you who want one more A in the bank, so to speak. I'll have to think about what we'll do exactly. But in any case, have a great week 7, everybody. And I am signing off. Peace and Godspeed.